What's up, guys? Let's talk about stalking. So many questions about stalking. And I said, you know what, let's go ahead and do a video. And everybody was for it, and I said, all right, I'll make it happen. They want to know how we get these stalks in, all right? And they want to know how we get close to these animals. Most of you avid hunters already know how to do this, but there's a lot of guys out there that just don't do it and don't know how to approach it. It's really easy. There isn't much to it. About 75–80% of the time, I'm playing the wind, okay? Right now, we're facing south, so I want to approach the property or the pasture from the north. If the winds are coming out of the south, I want to approach the property or the pasture from the north. I want the wind in my favor. I want the wind in my face. No matter what, I want the wind in my face. If I have a pig out here 200–300 yards and I done spotted him and the winds are coming out of the north, I will do everything I can to go around the long way and come to from the side, or I will come from the opposite end, from the south, and have that wind in my face. I will do everything I can to make that happen, because if you go straight at them with the wind in your back, there's going to be about a 90% chance they're going to wind you, especially if there's a good wind. If there's a calm wind and there isn't much wind, I'm talking 2–3 miles an hour, I'll go in from the north, even with the wind behind my back. But if there's 10–15 mile an hour winds, nope, I'm going to play the wind. I'm going to go around, all right? So right now I have a plate set up over here at 100 yards, and that's what we're going to use. You're going to use that as the pig, okay? Usually I have my AR, but today I was playing with the bolt gun, and I said that's what we'll use. The tripod I already have to length, and this is the way I'll ride around with it. I'll have it just like that in the back of a Can-Am, and I'll be scanning for pigs, and as soon as I spot a pig or a coyote, I will leave the vehicle running. I don't know what it is. It's happened to me a few times already where I spotted pigs and I'll get within range and I cut the Can-Am off and they just spook. I really can't explain it. I guess it's just a sudden change of noise and they just disappear. But if I leave this thing idling, especially if they can hear it, it's best just to keep it running. And there's been plenty of kills off of that. I just leave it running and then I go in for the stalk. So right now, like I said, I have that plate set up at 100 yards. Most of the time I won't even take a shot like that at night. There's nothing difficult about it, but when I'm trying to get footage or I want to get really close to them, it doesn't hurt to get in at least 50 yards or closer, okay? Why? Why not? Especially if you're coming up on a group of 10 or 15 pigs. The closer you get, the more shots you get off on these pigs. If you're at 100 to 150 yards away from these pigs and you start shooting from that distance and they start running away, guess what? That range starts to get a lot bigger, okay? Now you're talking about 200 yards when they're running away, 250 yards, and it just starts to add up the further they run away. So the closer you get, the more opportunities you have on a follow-up shot. So as soon as I see that pig, let's say we have a solo pig over here. I grab my tripod. The wind is in my face. I got everything set up, everything set to length. The rifle's loaded. I have nothing rattling, making noise. It's time for me to do the stalk. All right, now I'm about 75 yards away from the actual still target. It's right next to that oak tree. It's probably out of focus, but there's a still target right there. I'm about 75 yards away from it. Now I'm keeping my eyes on the pigs or a pig and just trying to see their body language and see if they're comfortable, okay? Right now is when I want to go ahead and get my rifle set up on the tripod. If you guys are hunting with tripods, try to get your tripod and rifle set up before you get really close, because you start getting, 15–20 yards away from them and you start trying to get your rifle set up in the tripod and making noise, or you can't get it in, then you're going to probably end up blowing the hunt. Okay, so about 75 yards away, I will go ahead and get my tripod set up. And this is the Kopf Reaper grip. You guys know I run different tripod setup, and when I get on the QDs or the levers, I don't have to worry about spending a little bit too much time on that. So what I got now is the rifle set up, okay? So finger off the trigger, rifle is safe, okay? Now it's time for me to go ahead and pick up the rifle. And I usually pick up the rifle just like this. I have my nods on, I got my eyes on that pig, and now I'm working my way in. right, so now I'm closing in and something's not right. It could be numerous things why a pig will spook. They could be a piglet over here, a solo boar. He spotted me and he's alerting. Maybe they just got a sense that something's not right. It could be me making noise. It could be something going off in the distance. It could be 1,000 things. But right now, I'm simulating pigs being spooked or a pig being spooked. So now I'm about 40, 45 yards away and something needs to happen. So the rifle's already ready to go. I got it all set up. I'm spotting the hole. I'm watching everything with my nods, okay? So now I'm watching this pig and I know something's not right, or the pigs, and I know they're about to make a move. So now it's time for me to go ahead and take the shot. And just like that, pig down. They start running, you start working them, you know, rack another round, start taking shots. Sometimes they're running at you, sometimes they're running away, but the closer you get, the better opportunity you have on some follow-up shots. And as you can see in this video, there isn't much to it. There's just 3 things that I pay attention to, and that's the wind. I keep the noise level down to a bare minimum, and I do everything I can to get as close as possible. I just learned over time that the further back I am, the worse it got, you know? So I was like, hey, let's just get a little bit closer, and that way we got a better opportunity on some multiple pigs. And the closer I got, the more kills I got. At nighttime, it's a totally different game. You get behind the thermal, and being precise with your shots is really difficult. I don't mess with the magnification at all. I always try to keep the rifle scopes down to a 1x2x. That way my field of view is really wide. So I just get really close. I get close. And you know, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen some of my YouTube videos. We kill multiple pigs. We don't kill the most, but we're able to kill multiple pigs all the time because we get in real close. It doesn't go down like that all the time. Sometimes we have to pull off some crazy long shots, but we don't kill many pigs doing that all the time. So I hope this video was useful for you guys. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and I will do everything I can to try to keep the content rolling. If there's something that you guys would like to see, please comment, let me know. I'll read it, and I'll do whatever I can to make it happen. Thanks, guys.